Well, this might not be the smartest thing to be doing, but today we are back on official servers yet again, beginning a brand new solo PvP adventure. As most of you already know, official servers have been pretty unplayable this year due to the never-ending cheater infestation, but we're just gonna try and make the most out of our time here and see if we can actually record some fun epic raids before the cheaters show up and wipe this server eventually. I want to try and record at least 10 episodes for this series. So yeah, we got a fresh new character starting from level 1. Our main focus today will be to simply reach max level as fast as possible. I went ahead and set up a speedrun timer on the top right corner of this video so you guys can see exactly how long this entire process takes. Now, in the past, for these day 1 videos, I have covered a variety of ways to reach max level. Today, I'm going to be trying out a new method, which as of July 2024 is currently considered to be the fastest way to max level, because really all you need to do is craft about 30 to 40 stone golem heads, and that's pretty much it. You'll be at level 60 just like that. So I did go ahead and did the math already, and in order to craft around 40 golem heads, we're gonna need to farm about 4,000 stone, 2,000 stone consolidant, 200 iron reinforcement, 200 blood crystals, and 4,000 brimstone, plus whatever materials we need to craft the golem workstation. So since we do have a little bit of farming to do today, I did also go ahead and planned out a nice farming route for us to follow so that we can get all the materials that we need in a nice and orderly fashion. My goal is to get it all done in about 2 hours time. Alright, we're gonna start making our way to Shaleback Hollow first. I want to go and test my luck there real quick before we start farming, because there's plenty of chests there to loot. They have the potential to drop random steel tools and weapons, as well as a 100% guaranteed steel sickle. Ideally, if luck is on our side, the best item that we can get there for this speedrun would be some kind of steel pickaxe, because that's going to increase how much farm we get from the blood crystal rock noses. Plus, we can use it to farm the resin directly from the trees that we need to make stone consolidant. Alrighty, here we are, Shaleback Hollow, already 5 minutes into the speedrun just from walking here. Just gonna run to the back of the cave where all the chests are located. Alright, time to test our luck. Let's see if we can actually get that steel pickaxe. We do get a steel sword. Tool upgrade kit, which is pretty good, but sadly, no pickaxe. We do get that guaranteed steel sickle. Up here, there's one more chest. An additional steel sickle. So, not the best luck for us, unfortunately. A steel pick or a pickaxe would have made a monumental difference in this speedrun, but it is what it is. Those chests are all luck based. At least we managed to pick up a steel sword, which is going to help us kill monsters much faster than if we were using stone weapons, so that's still a plus for us. Guess we'll just have to rely on some good old stone tools to get the job done. We're going to start making our way to our first farming location, which is Sinner's Refuge. There we'll be farming some of the brimstone that we need for the golem heads, as well as catching a few levels from farming. We want to unlock the efficient harvest perk as soon as possible before we start farming the blood crystal rock noses. Oh, that is not good. Check it out, we got a player coming right out of Sinner's Refuge. They might have just farmed all the brimstone in there, and that's going to slow us down quite a bit. Well, I'm still gonna go check inside just to confirm, but first I'll set a bedroll down just in case. Oh yeah, they farmed it. There should be some nodes right in this area. Oh, actually not all of it. We still have a few more nodes left in here. Let's go ahead and farm them. Also catch a few more levels here too. Yeah, so it looks like that player only cleared the front of this cave. There's still all the nodes left back here. We got some nice armor from this straw, almost a full set. There we go, officially at level 10, we can finally unlock the efficient harvest perk, get more bang for our buck. So we're pretty much done here now. We're at the 20-minute mark, managed to make it up to level 10 and only farmed about 25% of the total brimstone that we need. Now we're gonna make our way to Galaman's tomb, which is another brimstone cave that's really close by. Here we are, made it to Galaman's tomb, and just like the last cave we were at, we're just gonna farm the brimstone here. Alrighty, we are all done here at Galaman's tomb, made it up to level 13 and farmed 50% of the total brimstone that we need. We're gonna need to visit another brimstone cave later on to get the remaining. Now next we should just start farming blood crystals, since that's the one resource that's gonna take the longest, but I think I'm gonna make the risky decision to head back to Shaleback Hollow and test my luck one more time, since it is on the way to our first blood crystal rock nose. I really can't stress this enough, but a steel pickaxe would really do wonders for this speed run, and I know I can just go check other locations like the Silver Mine or Sepper Maru or even the Mounts of the Dead, but those locations are just too far away from our farming route, and it would just eat up so much time, since I am trying to reach level 60 in 2 hours and we're already at the 30-minute mark. Here we are back at Shaleback Hollow. Hopefully the chests have respawned by now. Nope, we're back too soon. Chests haven't respawned yet. I think it's every 15 to 20 minutes, so it should only be a couple more minutes, I would imagine. I mean, we already spent the time coming here, so I think we're just gonna wait 2 minutes. We're gonna wait until the 37-minute mark, and if it still hasn't respawned by then, we're just gonna have to leave. Okay, good. It looks like they're starting to spawn back. Not these yet. We got another steel sickle, and I'll take the elixir of might. Up here we got another steel sickle. We'll take it. Now let's check the middle ones again. These are not respawning for some reason. These are the ones that we really need, because they're the ones that give the random steel tools. Okay, we're out of here now. Waited an additional 2 minutes, and yeah, these things are just completely bugged out. They're not respawning anytime soon. I was saving this tool upgrade kit that we picked up on our first run of Shaleback, just in case we actually managed to pick up a steel pick, but since we didn't, I'm just gonna go ahead and use it on our stone pick, and hopefully it makes a good enough difference once we're farming blood crystals. We're gonna go ahead and get started with that now, and like I said at the start of this video, I do have a blood crystal route for us to follow so that we can get to 200 blood crystals as efficiently as possible. And just for anyone that is curious, here is the rock nose route that I planned for us today. Since this is the closest one, we'll make that our first location. Once we get done here, we'll make our way to Skulker's End and farm the second one. After that, we'll pick up the obelisk here at the dregs, because we're gonna need it later on. Then we'll make our way to the third one, cut our way through the unnamed city to pick up the fourth one, and as we make our way to the fifth and final one, right over here at the Siege of Almariah, we'll make sure to stop by Mechamoses and learn the golem crafting recipes. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, there should be a rock nose right over here, but I think this base here is actually blocking it. Oh, no, there it is. Nice, thank goodness. There we go. Now let's see, how much do we get? So it's going to be around 20 blood crystals per rock nose. That means we'll probably need to run this route twice to get all the blood crystals we need. It shouldn't be too bad. It's still better than just waiting around 15 minutes at one spawn point. Hopefully we'll be able to find a map room and just teleport directly here to Skulker's End and just run it over again. Anyway, the second rock nose is going to be located right at this hill. And we're just gonna let the thralls handle it. We'll need to get our hands dirty. There we go, that is 44 blood crystals total. Now let's go ahead and get the obelisk right up here at the dregs. Oh my goodness. 5 minutes later, we're still here. It's all that corruption we picked up at Shaleback just waiting around, coming back to haunt us. Alright, here's that third one finally, after that massive delay. This one, you just gotta walk around this area. This particular rock nose tends to take a little bit longer to come up to the surface, but it'll come up eventually. Now just gonna cut through the unnamed city directly to the fourth rock nose. Made it to our fourth location. This next one should be right here. Making some good progress. We are at 90 blood crystals, almost 50% there. Now we're gonna make our way towards Megchamosis to learn the golem crafting recipes on our way to the fifth and final rock nose. So right now we are about to break the 1 hour mark, and it's honestly not looking like we're gonna be able to accomplish our 2-hour goal. We did waste quite a bit of time going back to Shaleback. So right now I would say it's looking more like it'll maybe be about a 2 hour and 30-minute run to level 60, which is still a pretty good time for a first time run. I'm sure I'll be able to improve my time next time as I learn from the mistakes that I've made so far. Okay, here we are, finally made it to Megchamosis. This is where we'll learn the golem constructor recipes, which will allow us to build the golem heads. Just gotta talk to this guy here and he's gonna teach us everything we need to know. Simple as that. We got the recipes. Now let's go get that final rock nose over at the Siege of Almeria. This last rock nose is gonna be located right next to the Siege of Almeria, next to this caravan here. This one's going to be a bit stronger than the ones we've been fighting so far, but since there's so many NPCs in this area, we're just going to let them do all the heavy lifting. Okay, that is the last one. Managed to farm a total of 118 blood crystals. Like I said at the start, we are going to need to run this route a second time to finish gathering the rest. But first, we're going to set up a quick base in this area so that we can already start processing some of the materials that we're going to need to craft the golem heads. I think we're going to set up shop right in this area here. It's surrounded by pretty much all the materials that we need. We'll go ahead and craft 2 furnaces first, just to speed up the iron production. Next, we'll farm some of the iron stone in this area. There's plenty around. Let's go ahead and get some of this as well. We'll need it for our furnaces. We're going to need about 150 iron bars to craft a blacksmith bench, a fireball cauldron, and the golem workstation. Okay, so we do have a slight problem now. I need the dryer recipe in order to start producing resin for the stone consolidant, but we are 3 levels away from being able to learn it. So the stone consolidant is going to have to wait for now. We're going to go finish gathering the brimstone from earlier, and we should be able to pick up 3 more levels from that. This brimstone cave is going to be filled with spiders. Always good to set a bedroll outside just in case. And just for anyone that is following my footsteps, here is the map location for this cave. Here we go, level 19. We can finally unlock the dryers. I think I'm gonna hang around here for 1 more level so that I can unlock the Beast of Burden perk. So we are still about 1,000 brimstone short of our goal. We're gonna go ahead and farm Executioner's entrance now. We should be able to get the rest here, no problem. Alright, back at home base. Let's go ahead and finally get these dryers up and running so that we can get started with producing some stone consolidant. Now, if you get lucky and end up finding a pickaxe, you can skip this step completely and just farm the resin directly from trees. It'll save so much time. Alright, last thing before we go, just gotta leave the iron reinforcement cooking. Actually, one last thing, just gonna place down our golem workstation and unlock the golem recipes just so that we're good to go once we're back. Alrighty guys, so everything is pretty much cooking now. Last thing we need is just to farm the remaining blood crystals. So I'm gonna head back to Mechamosis and use the map room there to teleport back to the dregs and just speedrun my way through the same blood crystal route that we did earlier, and we should have enough blood crystals by the end. Actually, since we're here, we might as well grab this one first before we head to the dregs. I mean, this map room here is an absolute blessing. It will save us a lot of time. Okay, that is 120 blood crystals plus whatever we have back home. That should be more than enough to get to level 60. So let's go ahead and start making our way back to base. Actually, we do have one more ingredient missing. That is stone. We're gonna need about 4,000. Just gonna grab that now before we get back to base. You know, it's funny, I originally thought that farming blood crystals would take the longest out of everything, but as it turns out, it's the stone consolidant that's gonna eat up most of the time. It's just such a slow process. You know what, we're just gonna have to improvise a bit. I found this raided base next to mine, and we're just gonna use their improved fireball cauldron instead. It's gonna be a bit faster and use up less materials as well. Alright, quick little update. It's been about 10 minutes now and we are just about a quarter of the way there. We need about 2,000 stone consolidant. We're definitely going to need a bit more crafting power, so I'm going to use some of the materials that we have now to get to level 30 so that I can unlock the improved fireball cauldron and craft a few more to speed this up, or else we're just going to be spending the next hour waiting around. So we'll probably just need to craft about 8 stone golem heads and we should be at level 30 with that. I'll go ahead and speed this up in editing so that you guys don't have to wait around for the crafting. Alright, so now that we have a recipe, we'll go ahead and craft 2 of these, and that should help speed things up a tiny bit. I know we didn't get to meet our 2-hour and 30-minute goal, but that's okay. This has been a really good learning experience for me. Like I said before, I'm sure I'll be able to improve my time next time. Just gotta learn from the mistakes that I've made. Okay, finally, after 40 minutes of waiting since we got back to base, I think we have enough stone consolidant to reach level 60. Now, before we get started with leveling, just want to show you guys that we are doing this on an official PvP server, just for anyone that is curious. And now time for the super easy part, which is just to craft some stone golem heads. Depending on what level you are when you start this process, you might need to craft more or less than me. So just craft about 10 stone golem heads at a time and then convert those stone golem heads into brimstone heads for additional levels, and then just repeat that process until you're level 60. There we go, that is the last one. Check it out, level 60, just like that, super effortless once you get all the farming done. But yeah guys, that is gonna be it for this day 1 adventure. I hope you all had a pleasant time tagging along today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. I'm gonna try and record day 2 probably tomorrow if time allows. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care everyone.